Hi everyone, today I am going to go through the different stages of an intermittent fasting program, so stay tuned. So if you're new to the channel, this is Fasting Over 40. My name is Ed. I started intermittent fasting when I was 55 years old, and I've had some great results. I lost over 40 pounds, I lost a ton of belly fat, and I feel better than I have in years. But when I started intermittent fasting, I just jumped right into it. And I didn't realize how intermittent fasting changes over time. So in this video, I want to talk about how intermittent fasting goes through different stages as you become better at it and as you become adapted to the program. So at the highest level, intermittent fasting has two stages. You're either fat adapted or you're not fat adapted. Now what fat adapted means is it means your body at the cellular level is used to using fat for fuel. So the cells in your body are designed to use two fuel sources, either glucose or ketone bodies, which is fat produced by your liver. But if you followed a standard American diet and you have never been burning fat because you've always had carbs available to you, your cells lose the ability to process fat for fuel. So the mitochondria actually adapt to the only fuel source that they have. So when you start intermittent fasting, you need to give your body some time to adjust to using these fats again for fuel. So at the first couple of months of intermittent fasting, your body is actually readapting to using fat for fuel. So you need to make it a point of structuring your intermittent fasting around the fact that so many things that you hear about that you can do while you're intermittent fasting really aren't available to you yet. When you first start intermittent fasting, for at least that first 3 months, you shouldn't be trying to do things like a 48-hour fast. Nothing is a great idea until you've gotten to the point where you're fat adapted, and that takes about 2 to 3 months. So when you first start out intermittent fasting, you're in kind of a training or a learning phase. You're adjusting intermittent fasting around your schedule. You're figuring out what the right eating windows are, and you're adjusting to not snacking between meals, and then you're definitely adjusting to not eating after dinner or eating after your last meal of the day. Once you get used to that, and that can take 2 or 3 weeks before you get the right system down for intermittent fasting, then the next period of time is giving your body a chance to become adapted to using fats for fuel. So every time you make it into a fasted state, which means you haven't eaten for 12 hours, your body is going to start releasing ketone bodies into your bloodstream, and that's through fat oxidation. The problem is the mitochondria in your cells aren't actually prepared to use the fat and the ketone bodies that have been oxidized and dumped into your bloodstream. So you have to give your cells a chance to adapt. And this is purely a function of how long you're in a fasted state. So as you spend more and more hours in a fasted state, more and more of your cells become adapted to using fat for fuel. And then at a certain point, and you're kind of going to know it because you're going to feel so much better, you're going to be at the point where you can be very flexible and very creative with your intermittent fasting goals. So when I became fat adapted, I went onto a program where I lost 10 pounds in 10 weeks, doing an 18-6 protocol. Then I decided that I wanted to spend a couple of weeks in the gym, so I gained a little weight back, hopefully mostly muscle, but I think there was a little fat there too. And then I realized I had some really stubborn belly fat, and so I spent the next 10 weeks doing an OMAD protocol, which is 1 meal a day, where I really restricted my calories, and I lost 10 more pounds of fat in the next 10 weeks. So at that point, you can become very flexible and you can adapt your program. Currently, I'm in a program where I'm trying to regain some of the muscle I lost while I was losing my 40 pounds of body fat. So intermittent fasting is something that changes over time. It's something that your body adapts to over time. So what is really important when you first start out is you treat those first 2 periods where you're learning the program and then you're becoming fat adapted, and you take them very seriously so that you can have long-term success with everything that intermittent fasting can do for you.